Hello, this is Conrad Keeley from And You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead, and you are watching Rockin' Live. Check it out. Salut. Prost. À santé. We wanted to record it in Germany because of our the love that we get there from our label and our fans and stuff. So we went to Hanover, Germany, which is a very unusual but amazing town. There's a lot of really cool things to do there. There's museums and the zoo and stuff. And we just kind of immersed ourselves in the German culture. And we made a very Teutonic sounding album. Well, when we were compiling all the music for the album, we discovered this one song that we had, and we didn't know where we'd written it or where it came from. So when we wrote the list of it, we called that song Lost Song. And then when we were making the demos, then the producer said, "Oh, the next song is Lost Song." Oh, thank you so much, Merci. He said the next song is Lost Song. So I wrote the lyrics, Lost Song. Lost songs, going nowhere, and then the lyrics just came out of that. I was standing in the midst of a great company, listening to the voices in ecstasy. I wrote most of the lyrics, but Jason and I collaborated on a couple as well. The lyrics were written really, really fast, très vite. I just wrote them usually right before I sang. Just immediately they just came and I just wrote them really fast. I think our process changes every album, and with this one I think the idea was to write very fast, just to make the ideas come really fast, put them down, and not spend too much time thinking about it. It was supposed to just represent us standing in an urban wasteland. And I felt that some of the lyrics on the album had kind of a bleak feel. They're bleak and kind of black and white. And they kind of made references to empty strips of no man's land. Places, where people are starving in a land of plenty. And so that was what was inspired. I did the cover in half an hour. Very fast. I mean, there's not much to tell because we didn't really spend that much time making footage of the making of. For me, the making of really was the making of the book, that comes with the album. I just got a copy of it today. You want to see it?
Sure.
Yeah. I only just got this. It's the first time to see it. Yeah, check that out. It's a massive book. So I spent many, many months writing the story for this, and I think for me that was the most important part of the album in a way. Just coming up with the text, and the artwork was almost like the last thing I did was the artwork. Came out with that really fast. Let's see some of the illustrations here. The illustrations of the story.
began to fall softly, filling up the rivers in Sydney.
I drew, and I had a friend of mine help me to complete the illustrations because I didn't have much time. So he helped with some of the, you know, the layout and stuff like that. And, you know, this is a story that was a continuation from the story from the last album. So, in fact, this boy that at the beginning the story is about, this boy is the same boy that's on the cover of the last two albums.
And I thought of you, how maybe you once thought of being. You can change.
Music is almost like a soundtrack to the story. You know, for me, the story is kind of like an all-encompassing world, and the music we've been working on is almost like kind of the accompanying theme to a lot of the stories in there. Same with the lyrics. Some of the lyrics are actually about the story, but they're also inspired by real-world events and things that are going on right now. You know, like the Syrian civil war and all the, you know, inequality that's kind of plaguing. We're living in this very kind of a tumultuous time, and a time where things are happening at a speed that it's almost impossible for us to process it, you know? So I think it's important for us to kind of be aware of these things and to stay on top of them and not ignore them and pretend that they're not happening, you know? It's kind of both back and forth. I don't think of drawing and music as different things. To me, they're the same thing. So a lot of the music is sometimes inspired by art, and the art inspired by music, and I tend to work on them at the same time. They're not, in my mind, separate things. And the same with writing, too. You know, they seem to be, in a way, three different aspects of the same creative force. Yes, absolutely. Like, I've got to finish this book. I want to make a movie that goes along with it. I want us to do the soundtrack for that. It almost seems like there's not enough time to do all the things that we want to do, so we just kind of have to do what we can while we're here, you know. Thanks for following us. Thanks for being there. Merci beaucoup. And yeah, we always love coming to France. Actually, Paris is one of my favorite cities in the whole world. Yeah, I just wish that there was 1 million fans.